that little red dot there, that's where I grew up in Northridge, California. I'm making this more for who I call my forever sweetheart. But that red dot, that's where the street before. Now this street here that we're looking at is where my cousin had lived, my aunt and uncle and both cousins. And now we're heading towards Reseda Boulevard. There we are, Chase and Reseda, and then going down Reseda Avenue, and then there's Reseda and Roscoe, kind of zooming in there for a bit, and scroll over here, and there on Roscoe Boulevard, there near Roscoe and Reseda, I lived in an apartment building with two of my friends that I grew up with, and I'm not sure what building it is. I think it's that one on the left. We lived there for a while. Then my dad got sick, and I moved back home to with my mom for a while. Then after my dad passed away, then I moved back in there with my friends. And we stayed there until about, maybe 1983 or so. And as you can see, I'm typing there. So about 1983, then my friend's father bought a house for us to stay in. And as you can see, I'm typing in Zelza Avenue. There it is. It's somewhere in this vicinity here. Not exactly sure what house, but we stayed there for a while. And finally, my friend's father came to visit and decided that he wanted to sell the house. That was about 1984. So we were there for a while till about 1984. And that's kind of where I got out of the computer industry into the insurance industry, and where I met a number of people in the music industry and that sort of thing. But we'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to go into exact details of who and what, but I through a friend of mine, I really wanted to meet Alice Cooper. He had a gathering for one of his birthday parties out in Canoga Park, and Alice Cooper couldn't make it because I guess he was sick or something. David Crosby was going to come, but he was in jail in Texas at the time for gun possession. So, those are type of the people that I had encounters with during my time in the insurance industry, and there I am. It's the last place I lived in Southern California before I moved north. Woodman and Hart. You'll get to that. But I lived there for a while, and which really wasn't too far from Sherman Oaks. And you'll be seeing where I I was, at this point in time, my life was changing. I was getting out of all the drugs and just all the bad people. So I knew some really bad people, good people, but I knew some really bad people too. So I was getting out of the drug and back into my photography, and so I was taking a lot of still shots for stock photo agencies and stuff. Yeah, that building there is at that little intersection there where the red dot is. The lower right. That was at the apartment building that I was in, and this was the area that I kind of circulated in. This was 1986. Yeah, 1986. So I was 28 at the time. Just getting off of drugs and that sort of thing, and starting to concentrate more on my photography, and actually I also that's when I actually started taking public speaking courses. You wouldn't know it by the sound of this video, but anyway, I did that. But I was going to Universal Studios weekly, so I was there quite a bit for this public speaking stuff and other things, and that's where I came in contact with Telly Savalas. And we had a chance he was doing an American Express commercial, but he was taking a break, and we had a chance to chat for a few minutes, because I mentioned his son, Nick. We weren't like really good buddies or anything, but we were classmates in high school, and so me and Telly had a really nice chat. And here we go. We're in Sherman Oaks now on Van Owen Street, and this is where I took a lot of my shots for stock photos over here, and there I believe that's Van Nuys Boulevard. Yeah, that's Van Nuys Boulevard. And then I was in this area a lot, and this is where I was taking a lot of stills. And there you can see all the residential areas. I drove up and down some of those streets, just looking for shots, anything interesting. So that's what I was doing at the time. Again, that was 1986. Now we're going to jump back to back to actually 1982. We're going back to 1982, where I worked in Studio City for a while. That's where I met George Kennedy. I was working at a place, and he came into the shop, and I was just one of the workers in the back, and the manager called me to help him out with his order. It was a light shop. He bought a big old fancy chandelier, and I only walked about maybe 300 or 400 feet with this really heavy chandelier, set it in his Bentley, and he gave me a $25 tip. And he says, "Now, don't share that with anybody." One of the nicest men I've ever met, George Kennedy. Him and Telly Savalas are two of the nicest men I ever met. Back in Studio City, that goes back to 1982. I was also doing some work, and I was considering being a personal photographer for someone who is now well known. I won't reveal her name. I didn't feel that my work was good enough for her. Nobody knew her at the time. I'm not going to say what she was modeling for because that would reveal who she is today. Now we're in back to 1984. We're in Bel Air. I went to quite a few parties here. It's back when I was in the insurance, and the broker of the agency, his clients were all pretty well-to-do, lawyers, doctors, other people, and then people in the entertainment industry. I don't remember what exact place, but I'm just scrolling over Bel Air right now. But yeah, I was there quite a bit in the area. I went to some black tie events and some other things. Some really elegant parties, I guess, or events, or whatever you want to call them. And that's how I got to know a few people. And again, I'm not going to name any names, but that's about it.
You are the missing piece they've been looking for. As you prepare for this new chapter, your angel wants you to focus on your inner light. The energy you radiate is magnetic. It's what draws people to you and makes them feel seen, loved, and valued. Nurture this light. Treat yourself with the kindness and compassion you show to others. Your energy is your most valuable asset. If you understand this, type "My light is powerful" in the comments. By doing so, you're acknowledging the incredible gift you bring to the world. Let's take a moment to visualize again. Picture yourself stepping into a world of abundance, not just financial, but emotional, spiritual, and relational abundance. You're standing in a place you've always dreamed of, perhaps overlooking a stunning view, with the person who cherishes you by your side. This is not just a fantasy, it's a glimpse into your future, a vision your angel is sharing to inspire and motivate you. The journey to this moment is as important as the destination. Your angel wants you to know that every step you take matters. The small decisions, the
Urgent
moments of
recruitment,
courage,
10,000
the times you
players
chose love
tested
over
it.
fear.
Reward.
They all add
All
up.
the money earned in the
This
game
blessing
belongs
is not
to you.
about chance.
Download the
It's
game
about
now to receive
alignment.
a
When you
$200
align
cash
with your
reward,
highest
which will be
self,
automatically
the
deposited
universe
into your
responds by
account.
aligning the
Continue
opportunities.
playing the game, and for each level pass, you will receive a fixed reward of $100.